let's come to AI. And there was a remark that minus trade and minus the US President's visit, viewers, this could well be the World AI Conference in some ways, the World AI Forum. But what I want to discuss is the evolution, as you have seen from your personal expertise, as well as from a company operations industry, of the evolution in AI. Has AI over the past 1 year added to productivity, or are we still searching for a good ROI on the AI investments that many corporations have made?
So, first of all, I'll comment to say this has been the World AI Conference for the last 3 years.
Last 3 years, wow.
Every year we've seen different versions of it come through. We spoke about it last year. And you asked me what's different in the operating world compared to the IT world, given my experience base of having operated both in the IT world and now in the operations world. And I have to say, in the IT world, you have this bias to believe that data is readily accessible. It is. It is either on your email thread inside the company, or on the data sort of platforms that you have inside a company with which you run the company, or it's the internet that you're able to get a lot of data from. And therefore, you can get a lot of IT data, which is the fulcrum of AI. You need data to start doing anything on AI. So data is very easily available in IT. It is not in the operations world. In the operations world, data is locked into proprietary front-end systems. So you go to a manufacturing plant, you go to a building, and in the building you have a lot of endpoints like fire detectors, like access control, CCTV. There is building management, there's air conditioning, there's a lot of stuff. Data is locked in those proprietary systems. And you can't just take it out by putting in a sensor. The access to data is very different in the operating world. Therefore, the question begs itself, how will AI ever happen in the operating world? The second piece is domain. You can get to that data, but if you're in a refinery and you don't understand what that data truly means, you can do nothing with it in terms of really creating AI. This is not just stuff that you create models on. And finally, if you take any critical infrastructure, we spoke about this concept last year. These sectors don't require a probability. I gave you the example last year of saying you will not board a flight if you are told probability is if this pilot running that aircraft will use AI and you have very high probability that it will fly. You'll say, I'd rather not take that flight. Yeah. But that's the same for a refinery, that's same for a critical building, that's same for many other things that operating assets are. So take the three concepts of data, domain, and deterministic. Those are the building blocks of AI in the operations world. I think that's where the world has evolved to appreciate that in 2025. And there are real examples that are now coming to fore. I would say the energy industry is really leading it. I have now excitement that the first of the autonomous plant operations in the energy industry have got going. I know of examples in the United States, in the Middle East, in Asia, where autonomous plants are beginning to take shape. And that brings me to the new concept of physical AI. I think physical AI is really where we will see not just an ability to access AI through your mobile phone, but also for somebody on the shop floor to say, AI is really useful for me. And it's helping me to do my work better. It's enhancing what all I can get done in terms of productivity. So I am seeing enough and more examples now of that happening around the world. 2026 for me is the year when I would like to see the scaling of this. There are now very good operating examples, but you can still start counting them. I think hopefully by the end of 26, we would say this is a trend that is happening at scale. And that's what we will see in different geographies.